Tim Jenkins, A&R manager, content creator and sync agent with over 30 years' experience managing music content, said, "The music industry is facing its toughest battle to date. With less radio play and hard copy sales, free downloads available and the reduction in live venues for artists, a growing revenue generator is producing music for film and television." Louise Clayton Hatch, with over 10 years' experience teaching musicians, said the industry has changed, with live performance earning the lion's share of the multifaceted industry. Digital release platforms seem to benefit the consumers, not the artists. Having music business and wider administrative knowledge is paramount to making a career out of being creative. We spoke with British musician Olivia Broadfield, with a contract with Sony, and has produced music for One Tree Hill, Vampire Diaries and Grey's Anatomy, and secured Radio 1's hottest record in the world with Billy Martin and Bird, and just this week she topped the iTunes download chart in the UK.
So there was a period of time, probably 9 or 10 years ago, where almost every advert that I pitched for, I won. Because what they were looking for was a bit of jangly guitar and a bit of la 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 la. Do a jangly guitar thing with a little piano line and some cutesy lyrics. What I've learned is just do what you do, and sometimes everyone's going to hate it, and then sometimes people are really going to love it, and that isn't a bearing on what you're doing. It's now a little bit stack 'em high, sell 'em cheap. Back in the day, it was very difficult to even make music that sounded like polished music. So you know, even online the other day, my friend said, "Oh, there's this company online, they just master all your music for you." You know, like there's less and less roles for people like there used to be. You know, you can kind of do everything in-house, and that means that there's so much of it that its value becomes less, which is what I've witnessed, which is a hard thing to witness as quick as I've witnessed it. And it's crude to talk money, I know, and very un-British, but whatever. So, you know, less than 10 years ago, I would be getting $20,000-$30,000 sometimes for a song on TV. And people would be like, you know, what did you do for that? I'm like, no, that's the license fee, you know, that's what they pay. And then I get money every time it's played as well. You know, I've witnessed with Netflix and the fact that there is more music needed, but there isn't necessarily more budget to go with the more music that's needed. You are being pushed down on what you are paid, but what you are giving them is still the same. So it would be more ordinary now for me to be getting $3,000 to $10,000.
If you were mine.
With 2 independent released EPs under his belt, Leamington-born musician Joe Dolman has top 10s in the UK and US iTunes charts, and has been growing from strength to strength with each of his show plays, picking up plays on BBC Radio 1 from the likes of Hugh Stevens and BBC Introducing. We spoke with Joel about the secret to his success.
I didn't really have access to what I'd say is the industry I'm in now when I first started, in terms of like contacts and whatnot, but I was just doing like pub gigs and busking and open mics, a lot of social media at that point as well, obviously still do, but like got started and started like putting my 10,000 hours in. That was me doing a lot of gigs and a lot of writing songs, and I kind of started learning about the industry and how things work, particularly within popular music, I guess, and how the game of climbing the ladder of the music industry kind of works. And if you want to get to the top, you've got to be the person that's changing it. There's reasons that you learn to craft songs in a certain way, and the reason I talk about the game and the machine and, you know, all these things is because there are infrastructures in place that you can use to your advantage, but it's learning to use them in your own way. There's more opportunity than ever to get yourself out there. The thing that's harder now is because it's easier to build yourself a platform. You know, look at things like TikTok, look at things like, you know, even Instagram. So yeah, there's definitely room for new artists and up and coming music to make a mark.
Taylor Louise is a musician and ambassador for promoting live music performance. We found out how important it is to keep music a shared experience.
I'm a really, really big believer in live music. So for me, I'm not fussed how good of a performer somebody is in the studio or how well they can make records and tracks. For me, if you haven't got the live performance, I'm not going to be as interested. And so to see a lot of the venues closing down locally and globally is quite a tough thing I think that if anybody is in it for the money or for the fame, you are massively in the wrong business. I'm not saying at all that it can't happen, but you've got to be in it because you love it first.
It is clear a lot of passion, business acumen, talent and hard work result in the success of musicians in today's market. In 2019 alone, the total revenue of the global music industry amounted to $53.77 billion US. The question is, however, how much of this reached the creative artist producing the original content?